Everyone, and welcome back to Slowpoke Racing and to the Ultimate Racing League for our Wednesday GT3 challenge with the League 1 guys. Now this is race 2 in at Road Atlanta, just north of Braselton in Georgia. 2.5 miles, 12 turns, and it includes the famous downhill S's. Now I have renamed a couple of the bends after the drivers, so I'll let you know what they are as we go along. Fantastic racing in race 1, which saw Stormfly take the win, but the real drama was for second place, as Unforgiven held on to P2 for the whole race right up until the final turn, when I think he ran out of fuel and Wadru just pipped him at the line. Fantastic racing from those guys. Let's look forward to more in this race. Now you can see somebody's gone and switched all the lights out, so it has gone very dark. So when I'm doing replays, I'm not keen on the dark races because all you see is headlights, but we'll do our best with it, and we'll see how we get on. So let's have a look down the grid, shall we? Now this one is a completely random grid. There is a mandatory pit stop, and hard and soft tyres have to be used. I think it is for a minimum of 3 laps. It usually is. So you have to stay on... I'm just checking myself now. I'm doubting myself now. Yeah, I'm going to go with it and say minimum of 3 laps on each compound. So it's going to be a bit of a mixed bag, so we will see what's happening, shall we? Let's have a look then. So YT, random grid, as I've said, YT finds himself on pole position. He's on the he's on the soft tyres, sorry. Method in second, he's also on the soft tyres. Then we've got Bennett in third. He's gone for the hard tyres for the first stint. Scooby in fourth, he's on the softs. Neil Farmack, disastrous first race for him. In fact, disastrous first couple of turns. But clawed his way back into the race. He's going to try and make amends, I'm sure, in race 2. So Neil starting 5th on the grid, and he's on the soft tyres. So, well, we know what his plan's going to be, don't we? Get to the front as quick as possible and open up a big gap. In 6th on the grid then, we've got Willard on the soft tyres. Nath is in 7th. He's gone for the hard. Grasshopper in 8th. He's also gone for the soft tyres. Derg, he's in 9th on the hards. Unforgiven also on the hard tyres. Great race he had in race 1, just so unlucky towards the end there. But he's 10th and starting on the hard tyres. Wadru, he's in 11th, just behind Unforgiven. He's on the hard tyres as well. Stormfly on the hard tyres in 12th. Matty Alder, he's in 13th and starting on the softs. And Bindit in 14th, he's starting on the hards. Now then, it does look like all the liveries have sorted themselves out, so each car has got the correct livery on this time, so we are good to go. Let's get some more lights lit, shall we? Grid start. I think they do random starts as well. Sometimes it's rolling, sometimes it's grid. I think they just do it all random, but a good start there from Method. YT falling backwards, that Lamborghini not really getting off the start like you would like, and already down to third as oh no, he's regained it back up into second as Bennett tries to put the pressure on him, but it is Method out in front with YT in second. Bennett in third. He's coming under a lot of attention for Neil Farmack, just as we thought he would. Neil Farmack will want to get out in front as early as possible on those soft tyres and get a decent gap before he has to come in to get onto the hards. Scooby though in 5th, he's putting Neil under a lot of pressure, though the GTR might be just a little bit quicker than that Subaru in a straight line, and Scooby goes into Stormfly curve in 4th. Neil Farmack just sitting there in 5th. Then we've got Grasshopper. Grasshopper picked a penalty already. He's got a half a second, sitting in 6th at the minute, but that will soon disappear as he serves that penalty, and Nath is going to go through. Willard in 8th. I'm not so sure he'll nick a spot from Grasshopper, but he'll get very, very close. Stormfly up to 9th already. Started in 12th, so he's on a bit of a mission, starting on the hard tyres. And let's just have a look. We've seen, there we are. So Nath just gets by Grasshopper. Grasshopper drops down to 7th, and Willard a little bit closer to Grasshopper, but still in 8th. Then we've got Stormfly in 9th, Wadru in 10th, Matty Alder in 11th, Unforgiven is in 12th, as Unforgiven has dropped a couple of places, but he is on the hard tyres. And I'm sure all the guys will be trying to manage the fuel this time around. Derg in 13th with Bindit in 14th. So back up to the top then, and Method flying the flag for the USA in his home country, out in front, and he's got a bit of a gap as well. He's on the soft tyres, so he needs to make the most of them. This is what we thought Neil Farmack's plan was, but Method has well, he's just ran away with it, hasn't he? So Method in the NSX around Stonefly Curve at turn 6 and 7 on to Wadru Straight, and already opening up a bit of a gap back to YT also on the soft tyres in the Lamborghini, looking for a much better race this time around. So he's still sitting in P2. Then we've got Bennett in third. He's on the hard tyres, but look at the amount of cars behind him. Great shot of all the headlights coming down Wadru Straight as Scooby sits in fourth. Then we've got Grasshopper in fifth. Neil Farmack, the plan really not working for him. I just don't think that Subaru can keep up the guys in front of him. He is on the soft tyres as well, but now down to sixth. He started in fifth, so lost a place already. I really thought that Neil would have made his way up into at least the top three and tried to get away on those soft tyres, but the plan just not quite working for him at the minute. Bit of a fight going on ahead as Bennett coming under a lot of attention from Scooby. Oh, as they go side by side into the S's. Oh, it's not going to fit as Scooby and Bennett, I think, had a bit of a touch session there, and poor old Scooby has found his way down into sixth. You're really not going to get too wide down those S's. As Scooby found out, Neil Farmack takes full advantage and moves up into fifth. Scooby down into sixth. Then we've got Stormfly in seventh, Wadru in eighth, Unforgiven ninth, Willard in 10th. As Willard just sticking close to the back of Unforgiven's car as we go through turn 6 and 7. Everybody just settling down a little bit now. Nathan 11th. He's got Matty Older practically pushing him along. As Matty's definitely in the slipstream, but is he going to make a move? Can that Porsche get by the AMG before they get down towards the Farmack chicane? He has a look now. Matty Older has pulled out to the inside. He has got the inside line as they go into the chicane and gets the job done. Very nice overtake there from Matty. So Nath down into 12th. Then we've got Derg in 13. He's going to start putting the pressure on Nath. And there we can see the fantastic police car livery on Derg's car now. So we are back to being the Popo is the new name for Derg in 13th. Then we've got Bindit in 14th. So already had a bit of an issue. I think he picked a penalty up earlier, didn't he? Started in 14th, and he's still there after picking that penalty up. Back up to the top though, and look at Method go. Come on. Flying the flag for the USA, and out in front, looking very comfortable at the minute, although the tyres are starting to wear and we are only on lap 4. This is another 25-minute race, and we are just approaching the first 5 minutes. So how many laps are they going to get out of those soft tyres? It's well, you're usually looking around about 7, so well, we'll see. We shall see what happens. YT also on the softs in second, so these two really have opened up a decent gap already. So Method and YT in 1 and 2. Grasshopper in third, Neil Farmack in fourth. Neil just about settling into this race now, I think. Needs to push a bit more. Grasshopper on the soft tyres, Neil Farmack also on the soft, so all top 4 guys all on the soft tyres. Scooby also on the soft tyres, sitting there in 5th. Then we've got Stormfly. Well, he really is the Flying Dutchman in race 2, isn't he? Started down in 12th and he's up to 6th, and he's on the hard tyres as well, so what a fantastic start for him. Definitely got his eye on win number 2 as Stormfly. Wadru in 7th, just nicked it from Unforgiven in race 1 to take P2. Did Wadru, and he senses another podium finish this time around as well, so he's just trying to stick with Stormfly. Oh, we've got a yellow flag. Why have we got... Oh no, 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 no. It is. Let's have a look. It's come on, where's he gone? Where's he gone? YT, that's it. What happened to YT? Well, he's got a penalty to serve. Got the right camera. So around turn 5, down towards Stormfly Curve. Now then, what's happened, or have I gone back too far? we'll stick with it, shall we? We'll stick with it. So in turn 6, oh no, it was turn 6. It was turn 6, and off the track onto the grass. And now desperately trying to get back on, but he's got to try and do it safely. Oh, good job, he ghosted then, because Scooby would have just took himself and YT completely out. Not the safest of returns for YT. He needs to keep an eye on that. You've got to let the traffic get by. But it was a good job he ghosted. I bet Scooby had a bit of a moment then, found out what colour adrenaline was as he came around to the exit of turn 7. But Scooby's still on track and fighting, and now makes the move on YT, gets the job done. So does Stormfly, so Scooby moves up into 4th, Stormfly in 5th. In fact, shall we just jump on board with Stormfly as we chase Scooby around turn 1 at Bennett's Bend. Lost where I was then. And then down turn 2, then into Unforgiven S's. Full throttle all the way through there into turn 5. This one has caught a few people out today, but Stormfly and Scooby make it look very easy. Woodrew's still sitting there in the background. We can just make his headlights out and nothing more. Great shot of Scooby's car there as he changes down the gears and the flames start licking out those exhaust pipes on the side. Oh, Stormfly gets a bit too much dirt there. He didn't want to take that much dirt with him, did he? That's allowed Woodrew to get a little bit closer, and that is not what you want on the Woodrew straight, because he can get into the slipstream and put you under a lot more pressure, and that's exactly what's happened. I think Woodrew is definitely in the slipstream of Stormfly. Not close enough, I don't think, to make the move on him before they get to Farmac chicane, but he's definitely closer. We've got YT in 7th now after that spill he had. Such a shame, really. He was having a great race. Willard in 8th. We've got Bennett in 9th. Has Bennett come into the pits? Yes, he has. So Bennett is into the pits. He's decided he's had enough of the hard tyres, so he's switching on to the softs. Bit early for that. Maybe, well, it'd be interesting to see if them tyres actually make it to the end of the race if he is going onto the softs. Unforgiven in 12th. And then we've got Bindit down in 14th. He will soon be taking over Bennett and moving up into 13th. There we go. So Bennett is now out. Let's have a look. Has he got a fresh set of hards on, or is he not ready? Let's have a look. No, he is on the soft tyres. Yeah, I was going to say, it's just that it's not caught up. We could get a penalty there as well. He seemed to cut that line very early. Hopefully he's got away with it. So out in front then, and Method still looking comfortable. Look at them brake discs glowing red hot. I did get told once they were £1,000 a corner, but then got corrected and said no, they're more like £3,000 a corner, and they need a fresh set for every race, those brake discs. And I'm not surprised the way these guys slam the brakes on, but Method doing a fantastic job so far out in front. He is on the soft tyres and will be thinking about making a pit stop. We're on lap 8, so the tyres lasted a bit longer than I thought they would. So maybe Bennett, it was a good call for him. I don't know, still remains to be seen. But Method, he's probably got another 1 or 2 laps, so he could get to maybe lap 10. I think he'll be aiming to get halfway on those soft tyres. Grasshopper up into 2nd. Also on the softs, he's got Neil Farmac all over the back of him, also on the softs. Now let's just have a look. They're yeah, the tyres are all looking about the same. Grasshopper is just slightly better. Grasshopper can look after his tyres quite well, but you can see the front left, well, and front and rear left, taking quite a punishing, taking quite a beating. It is a clockwise track, so it is the outer tyres that take the do all the hard work. But Grasshopper in 2nd and just about holding on from Neil Farmac. Scooby in 4th, Stormfly in 5th. Trying to put the pressure on Scooby. Scooby on the softs and Stormfly on the hard tyres that are hardly touched. Scooby's tyres do look very worn, so he's going to start struggling for grip very soon. Stormfly will take full advantage of that, and you can see he's getting closer and closer and closer with every turn as they go into the unforgiven S's. Scooby just needs to be a little bit careful at the bottom of the hill at turn 5. Remember, we don't want to see any upsets here. Those tyres will start to lose the grip, but he's got through. Wadrew's still sitting in 6th. YT in 7th. Again, he'll be looking or thinking about pitting soon. Get rid of those soft tyres. Fuel's looking okay for everybody so far. There will be a splash of fuel needed. As we see Willard going around Stormfly curve at turn 6 and 7. He's got Matty Older all over the back of him. So Matty in that Porsche onto the Wadrew straight. Now then, is Matty Older going to make a move on Willard before they get down to Farmac chicane? He pulls to the inside. He's got some, well, the livery's on his car now. He's got some sort of scribble on there about some Newcastle. Maybe it's the ale or something. I'm not so sure. Don't know what that. I don't know what all that scribbling is on the side of his car there. Look, on the back, Newcastle United. What's that? Is that a? I'm not sure what that means. Bless him. Good livery though, Matty. Well done. He's in 8th at the minute with Willard in 9th. 10th is Nath in the AMG on the hard tyres. Ooh, a bit too much grass. You do not want to be picking up a load of grass and dirt on your tyres before entering into those S's, and Derg senses an opportunity to put the pressure on Nath and maybe even get by him. If he can get close enough, he might be able to make a move before they get towards turn 6. You can see Nath going defensive, forcing Derg to go all the way around the outside. It is side by side into turn 6. Derg just backing out. Is he going to have a look at the cutback at turn 7? Great racing from Nath, good defending from Nath as we come out of turn 7. Both getting a good exit. Derg though tucked right up underneath the rear of that AMG of Nath's. And now it is BMW against Mercedes drag race along Woodrow Straight. Surely the slipstream is going to help Derg here. Derg pulls to the inside as they come down the hill. It looks like it's going to be Nath first into the chicane, and it is Derg just having to back out. So fantastic racing between these two. Good respect there. No touching at all as they entered into the Farmac chicane. So it is still Nath out in front. Now we do have some people coming into the pit. Scooby is in. Let's have a look. Scooby is in. YT is in. Unforgiven has decided to come in as well. He's going to get rid of those hard tyres. So it is the soft. The guys on the soft tyres seem to be the ones coming in. I've gone too far. I wanted to go and see what's happening with Method. That front left, well, and the rear left looking very sorry for themselves. So this could be the last lap for Method on those soft tyres. And the gap is definitely closing between himself and Grasshopper. Neil Farmac in 3rd. And Stormfly in 4th. Now then, what's happened to Stormfly? Because I'm sure he was a lot closer than that. On the hard tyres, so he's Stormfly. So he can go a little bit deeper into this race. But I think the 3 guys in front of him are probably going to pit at the end of this lap. So we'll just stick with Method for now and see if he comes in. Or is he going to prove me completely wrong? Yes, he is, and he's going to stay out a bit longer. So he thinks he's okay on those tyres. Same with Grasshopper, he stayed out, and I presume Neil will do the same. So there we go. I'm a liar. They're all staying out. One more lap then. Neil Farmac has got the fuel light flashing. Have the others? No. They're okay fuel-wise. Neil Farmac with the fuel then flashing. Stormfly is in. He's going to get rid of those hard tyres. Wadrew also in. Matty Older is in. Willard is in. Derg is in. So all of the pit crews now very, very busy. Derg's fuel light is on, so he does need a splash of fuel to take him to the end of the race. Nath also in. Wow, let's have a look and see if we can get back up to the top at Method. So he's out in front. The gap not as big as it was. Grasshopper is catching up, although all these guys are going to have to pit. I'm sure they're going to have to pit at the end of this lap because the fuel light's now flashing. Method's not yet, but it will do soon, I'm sure. Neil Farmac, well, his fuel light was flashing before he even started this lap. So I'm sure P1, 2 and 3, Method, Grasshopper and Neil Farmac are all going to come in at the end of this lap. Neil Farmack just trying to pick a bit of slipstream up from Grasshopper, just trying to do a bit of fuel saving as we come into the Farmack chicane. Now then, Scooby on hard tyres in fourth at the minute. He is coming under a lot of attention though from Stormfly as they come into turn 6 at Stormfly curve, and it looks like Stormfly's got the job done. Stormfly is on the soft tyres and he will take them to the end of this race, and as we can see in the top left there, then the 3 guys leading this race are all into the pits as predicted. So Stormfly in fourth is on to Wadru Straight. Let's just have a look and see where everybody's going to come out. We're going to stick with Stormfly just for a minute until those guys start coming out. Now then, the fuel has stopped going in. All different fuel. Look, Neil has put 64 litres in, Method 56, and Grasshopper only 42. As Stormfly around Derg Corner, the final turn, and onto the straight. Now then, where is he? Is he still in fourth? He is. Grasshopper is out first. So Grasshopper now the new leader of this race, but he is on the hard tyres, as it is Method. So Method must have put a bit more fuel in. He did. Grasshopper only put a little bit in, didn't he? So Grasshopper out as the new leader of this race. Method comes out in second with Neil Farmack re-entering the race in third, but Stormfly in fourth, going very, very quickly as well. He is on the soft tyres. All the 3 guys in front of him are on the hard. This is going to be a fantastic finish to this race. We have about 8 minutes to go-ish, something like that. Stormfly sitting in fourth then. Who's got the fastest lap at the minute? It is Neil Farmack, a 1:19.6. Where did he get that? He got that on lap 5. So quite a while ago actually. We're on lap 13 now. Stormfly will obviously be looking at trying to beat that. So where is he? Is he catching? Well, we can't really tell from that shot, can we? Scooby sitting in fifth then. He's had a change of tyre and a splash of fuel. So has Bennett. Everybody's been in the pits now, I think, and done their pit stop. Willard in seventh, or he was. Unforgiven has just managed to get his nose in front as they come down to Farmack chicane, but Unforgiven going to have to go around the long way. He's just going to enter the pit, the chicane first. So Unforgiven got the move done and just managed to get a full car length in front of Willard before they got to the chicane. So a good clean move from Unforgiven to take him up into P7. Willard in 8th. He's going to carry on fighting though, isn't he? Willard on the hard tyres, Unforgiven on the soft, so Unforgiven should have the advantage, especially through the twisty turny sections like this one, the Unforgiven S's. So Unforgiven will be looking at opening up a bit of a gap between himself and Willard so that he can concentrate on trying to catch up to the back of Bennett. Wadru in 9th. He's now out on the soft tyres. We've seen him he put up a fantastic fight in race 1 to take P2. So Wadru is going to now start trying to push and make his way through the pack. You can see the fastest lap now belongs to Stormflyer, 1:19.3. So he's only just done that, hasn't he? But Wadru, in a minute, we'll jump on board with Wadru as we're chasing Willard down. We are onto the Wadru straight. So with his foot planted firmly on the noisy pedal all the way down. Just go over the brow of this hill, down the other side towards the Farmack chicane. Now then, is Wadru going to have a look? No, I think it's a bit too much to ask there. I think another 100 metres and he might have had him. Oh, as Willard goes too wide. Willard goes really wide on the exit of the chicane, and Wadru didn't need asking twice, did he? It was thank you very much, sir, and through he went on the softer compound tyres, so a bit more grip. The blue flags are flying. They are, I presume, for the guys at the back. They're definitely not for Wadru. A quick look behind and the gap is already being built. Oh, we've got a yellow flag. Now then, can we see what's happened? Oh, 2 cars off. Well, yeah, of course we're going to have a look at this. Let's have a look and see who's gone off. Is it Scooby? Well, let's just go back anyway and see what was happening. Was it Unforgiven? Oh, we've got to find this, haven't we? Because there was 2 cars that went off. Now then, let's have a look and see if we can see who it was. It was, who was it? It was Scooby. It was Scooby. Right, let's go back now then. We can see what's happened. Sorry about that. It took a bit of time to find. So Bindit in 14. He's got the blue flags being waved. Scooby trying to get by him. A quick look behind. We've got Bennett behind him. Now then, Bindit, I think he's trying to get out of the way, but oh no, bit of a oh, that has got to hurt. That has got to hurt. In fact, let's jump on board with Bindit, shall we? And I'll look from his point of view, and a bit of a slam there. Oh, and it was him that went off as well, so poor old Scooby got caught up with that. Maybe should have just eased off and until they got to the bottom of the S's and then made his move. But that is just so unlucky. Now then, where is Scooby? That's put him down in 11th. He's got all sorts of damage. That was a massive hit into that wall. He's got damage at the front. The engine's gone. Oh, he will be furious with himself for that. I think he wanted to get by Bindit, but I think, to be fair, he maybe just sort of wait. It would have held him up for a second or two, but if it had just held off until they got through turn 5, he could have kept going. But there we go, that's racing. It's unfortunate there wasn't really much room for Bindit to get out of the way. The track is just not very wide through those S's, so I think Bindit was trying his best to move out of the way, but it just didn't happen, did it? But never mind, the nanobots have done their job. They've done the repairs, and Scooby can get back up to full power. So let's go back up to the top, because we have had a change of lead. Now then, while all that drama was going on, something has happened, because Grasshopper was leading, but Grasshopper must have had a bit of an issue, because Method has now taken over the lead. He has got Stormfly all over the back of him. Method on the hard tyres, so he's really got a fight on his hands if he wants to keep Stormfly behind him, which I don't think is going to happen for very long, because Stormfly is on the softer tyres, got the better grip. He's got a good exit out of turn 7, and he's tucked right up underneath the chuff of Method now. So it is only a case of when does Stormfly make his move. Method gone defensive. He's holding the inside line, and he's going to make Stormfly work for it. If Stormfly wants this win, he's definitely going to have to work for it as they come down towards the Farmax chicane, and it looks like Method has just got the job done. Fantastic racing from the American driver. He is doing everything he can to keep Stormfly at bay, but Stormfly gets himself on the inside as they go through Derg's corner at turn 12 onto the straight, and job done for Stormfly. As I say, it was only a matter of time, but brilliant racing from Method to try and keep Stormfly behind him, but that was a big ask. Stormfly now can get away. I'll get my words out in a minute. He can get away and concentrate on getting his second win of the evening, with Method sitting in second. He's going to do everything he can now to keep Neil Farmack behind him. I think Method really does need to concentrate on just getting on the podium. To be fair, if he's going to carry on fighting Neil Farmack, then all that's going to happen is Grasshopper's going to get a little bit closer to them. Neil Farmack took right up underneath, so I think Method just needs to concentrate on, as I say, on a podium finish. Stick to his line, stick to his own race. If Neil Farmack gets by, well, so be it. We only have about just coming up to a minute and a half left. If he carries on fighting with Neil Farmack, then Grasshopper will get closer and closer, but Method doing a brilliant job so far. He's decided not to defend. He doesn't need to as they go into Farmack chicane, so it is still Method in second, Neil Farmack in third. Maybe Method thinks that the NSX is quicker in a straight line than Neil Farmack Subaru, although Neil Farmack does seem to make up a bit of ground through the turns. Grasshopper also in an NSX. I don't even say it, really getting my words miggled up this morning, aren't I? Grasshopper also in an NSX. He is creeping up to the back of these two, so he's hoping that those two will have a bit of a coming together, and he can put himself up onto the podium. Then we've got Unforgiven in fifth. He's too far back to make a podium finish, and the fuel light is flashing again. He had this trouble in race 1. Does look like he's going to make it to the end of this race. This is the last lap then for Unforgiven. Quadru in 6th, plenty of fuel for him. Bennett in 7th. Then we've got Derg in 8th. 9th is Nath. Willard 10th. Scooby 11th. Matty Older 12th, with Binder in 13th. And we've lost one. Not sure who it is. We'll try and work it out. But we have lost one. Is it YT? I think it's YT that has gone. Yes, YT has had to retire from the race. Or is it Scooby? Oh, I don't know. But Stormfly then around the final turn, fuel light flashing. Is he going to get another lap in? Well, he is. He is going to get another lap in. So Method is going to come round in second. What fantastic racing from Method. He's going to, he's finished actually. Oh, let's go back and get, I'm looking at the track map and I'm not watching what's going on. So Method around the final turn, then across the line to take second. Neil Farmack third and Grasshopper in fourth. Brilliant racing from Method. That was outstanding stuff. Unforgiven crosses the line in fifth. Wadru is sixth. T Bennett is seventh. Derg is eighth. Nath comes in ninth. Then we've got Willard across the line in 10th. Scooby will finish 11 after that unfortunate incident with Bindit earlier on, and across the line he goes. Matty Older, he will finish in 12th. Bindit will cross the line in 13th. It is YT that is missing. And across the line goes Bindit. So it just remains Stormfly practically doing a lap of honour. He can afford to take his time now. The fuel is looking very thin on the ground, but it doesn't matter to him. Even if he runs out of fuel, there is nobody to challenge him now. So Stormfly is going to take the second win of the day. So fantastic stuff from him. That is really going to push him up the leaderboard. He was in fourth on 95 points. So that is really going to do him the world of good for the league table as he comes around the final couple of turns through Dirk's corner and across the line to take the win. So brilliant stuff from League One here at Road Atlanta. Join us next week. Let's have a look and see where we are going to be next week. We are, oh dear, we are at Mount Panorama at Bathurst next week, and I'm sure it is going to be dark there as well. So thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy these, then please hit that like button, and if you've not already, if you could subscribe, it would help me out. So look forward to seeing you all next time.